Welcome back to another video on the JJ Think Tank. So in this one, I want to talk about Satanism, about Satan, and the three main expressions of Satanism in the modern and postmodern world. So this video and this article was actually inspired by a fellow content creator called Diopatinus. So he is a Satanist. He is a Satanist. He is a loyal minion of Satan. And he challenged me, or has challenged me many times on my views regarding Satanism. And it made me think, yes, it made me reconsider my views about Satanism. I mean, I'm obviously not a Satanist. I never pray to Satan. I've never prayed to Satan in my life. Obviously, I've committed many sins in the past, but I don't actively, pray to Satan or pray to demons, etc. So, in this sense, I'm not a Satanist at all. But I wanted to use this opportunity, yes, to reflect intellectually on the role of Satan in history, and perhaps address Satan and Satanism from the theological angle, from the philosophical angle, and perhaps I might also refer to John Milton's famous poem, yes, Paradise Lost. And I actually began my article with a passage, yes, with a short verse or sentence from the poem, yes. And this is how it goes. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. So this is quite a paradoxical verse, yes, paradoxical sentence, paradoxical line in the poem. And I haven't read this poem by John Milton for a while. I read it, I remember around 6 years ago. Just before I got my first position as a EFL teacher, actually. EFL stands for English, teaching English as a foreign language, and I obtained a position at a boarding school in England near Oxfordshire, called Stow Boarding School. It's a beautiful boarding school, beautiful place, and yes, surely before getting this job, I remember I read this poem, Paradise Lost. I think I have it here somewhere. One moment, let me just pause this video and find it. So yes, here it is, Paradise Lost, John Milton. And over the course of 12 books, Milton wrote an epic poem that would justify the ways of God to men. A mission that required a complex drama whose source is both historical and deeply personal. The struggle for ascendancy between God and Satan is played out across hell, heaven, and earth, but the consequences of the fall are all too humanely tragic. Pride, ambition, and aspiration, the motivating forces. So obviously, yes, pride, ambition, and aspiration, they can be viewed as sins, as sinful acts. Because when we are led by pride, by ambition, by achieving something on earth here, by having worldly ambitions, many people can view us as being led by Satan, yes? Perhaps they are correct, yes? I'll be honest, I do have some earthly ambitions, some worldly ambitions, and I don't believe I'm led by pride. I keep my pride in check. Every day I pray to Jesus every day. I repeat this prayer when I meditate in the morning. I don't think there's anything wrong with having some ambitions, some pride, trying to achieve something here on Earth. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, really, to be honest. Everyone's built different, I guess. Some people are able to totally reject the world and remain in their cabins. But I like to get involved. I like to have one foot in the matrix, one foot outside of it. I like to be, be in the world, yes, but also not to be totally consumed by it. Isn't there a famous line in the Bible that I think Jesus uttered this famous sentence? Yes, this famous line: to be of the world, no, to be in the world but not of it. Yes. To be in the world, but not of it. Let's talk about this. Let's check this out. To be in the world, but not of it. In the world, but not of it, is a philosophical and spiritual concept, meaning you fully participate in society, but your core values, identity, and inner peace remain unaffected by worldly desires or societal pressures. The phrase traces its roots to Christian theology, where Jesus describes his followers as physically present in the world, but separate from its sinful materialistic nature. Yeah, so to a degree, I definitely follow this this teaching by Jesus. I mean, personally, I'm becoming less and less sinful, less and less materialistic. I mean, I still like to have some possessions. I like to have a roof over my head. I like to have a car. I like to have a gym membership. I like to have a membership to the sauna. I like my books. I like to read books. What else do I like? I like my dog. I have some ambitions. So unfortunately, I can't totally follow Jesus. I mean, I have to be honest. I don't want to give all these things up. Unfortunately, I just cannot. Perhaps this is why I'm not as holy as others. Yes, because to be a true Christian, you have to give up everything, literally everything. You have to give up your job. You have to give up any earthly possessions that you are attached to. You have to give up all of these things, but. Yes, I know. Well, at this moment in time, I don't want to, and I won't, unless I know things radically change or God changes something in my life. Only then, but it won't happen from my actions. That's for sure. So, does this mean I'm led by Satan? I don't know. I don't think so. I like my middle class, my lower middle class, upper working class lifestyle, and I'm comfortable. I'm enjoying my life. I have to be honest. I'm really enjoying my life, and I don't want to give up all of this. But anyway, I've gone on a bit of a tangent. Let's now approach this issue from a more philosophical perspective. Let's think in terms of ideas, or meta ideas even. And yes, and I began my article with this sentence: the three main expressions of Satanism in the modern and postmodern world. Oh gosh. The postmodern world is definitely becoming very, very satanic, and you need to beware. You need to beware. You need to stay away from these forces that are trying to consume you and bring you down and destroy you totally. You need to maintain firm boundaries. You need to maintain your faith in Jesus Christ. You need to cling on to Jesus Christ in your own way, in whatever way possible. Because otherwise, you will end up in a bad place. That's for sure. You will end up in a bad place. So let's get into it, yes? And I mean, a I see more and more people on Twitter supporting, Satanism, supporting Satan, supporting Prometheus. This is why I included Prometheus in my article here. And reconsidering Satan as a Promethean type figure is one expression of Satanism, I think, in the postmodern world. Because Prometheus, he was a Titanic hero, yes. And by definition, Titanic heroes, Titans, they fight against the gods. They fight against the gods, and by engaging in this fight, they aid humanity, we could say. Because let's be honest, when we think about some of this technology that we are now able to use, I'm not too sure if all of this technology is from the angels. Yes, I'm not too sure. I think a lot of this technology could be demonically inspired, because when we think about Silicon Valley, for example, the people who work for Silicon Valley, the people who work in Silicon Valley, at Silicon Valley, yes, they take a lot of drugs. These people, these programmers, etc., they take a lot of drugs like LSD, DMT. They're constantly high, and when they take these drugs, they get downloads. Yes, they get information from the other world, and all this information is then used to build this technological world. Yes, and a lot of people are talking about this. I found out about this for the first time via Alex Jones, AJ, Voldemort, yes, he who cannot be named. And I think he's correct. I mean, there's a lot of other people also mentioning this. And this is why we can we can reinterpret Satan, yes, as being a Promethean type figure. And Prometheus, he was as we all know, a Titanic Greek hero who stole the fire from the gods, defying Zeus and bestowing it on humanity in order to advance its cause and make it progress in a civilizational sense. I mean, this modern civilization, this postmodern civilization, it's wonderful, but it's also demonically inspired, I think. We're kind of walking along a tightrope over an abyss. Things could go either way. Because, in one sense, this technology is dividing humanity more and more, we could say. People are not interacting with each other as much in the real world. But on the other hand, it gives us access to a lot of information. More and more people are able to look at the universe, look at life in a new way. Depending on the individual, of course, yes, they can use this technology and this information to improve their life. But it can also be used in a negative way. So, for example, a lot of young teenagers, yes, they get addicted to, you know what I'm talking about, yes, bad things, yes, yes, they get addicted to bad things, and this kills their mind. This kills their mind. They are then led by lust, and their lives are destroyed. So this is one way, yes, one way in which technology can be used in a negative way. But at the same time, technology can be used in a positive way as well. This is why I don't believe and I don't agree with these radicals such as Mr. Ike who say, "Oh, AI is so dangerous, it's dangerous. The hive mind. Everyone will be consumed by the hive mind. It's over. This is paranoid thinking. Humanity is in control. We can decide, yes, to what degree AI will influence us. We are still in control. We are still in control. Who knows what will happen? Yes, reality is not foreclosed, Mr. Ike. Yes, you're not an all-knowing God. This is why, paradoxically, Mr. Ike is actually perhaps a Satanist, because through his excessive Gnosticism, he thinks that everything is already figured out, that everything is already in place. And this is how Satan thinks. Satan is kind of a determinist. He wants to control humanity and make it unfree, whereas God always leaves things open. Yes, and you can hear David Icke constantly saying, "Oh, God is evil. God is evil." Yes, Mr. Ike took a lot of ayahuasca in the past. He constantly talks about Credo Mutwa. Do you have some random African shaman? He views him as a guru. I mean, Mr. Ike is lost. I mean, he's such a fraud. He's such a fraud. He has no training in philosophy, in logic. He no academic background. He talks about science all the time. He thinks he knows everything. This guy is such a fraud, man. I mean, I'm so happy that I'm finally broken free from him, because he did control my worldview for a while, and now I finally started to think for myself, and I'm getting closer and closer to the truth. But yes, I've gone on a tangent. Yes, I've attacked Mr. Ike again. Let's go back to my article. So, yes, then I mentioned, I already talked about it, Silicon Valley, all these programmers, they take a lot of these psychoactive substances, and I mean, when they take these psychoactive substances, I think they interact with these entities, yes, these demons. And these demons, they then relay information and knowledge to them, which the programmers use to build this, AI, all this technology, etc. Yes. So, because during this video, I'm being the devil's advocate, yes, in an intellectual sense. I'm acting the role of being the devil's advocate. So, when we look at Satan in this way, he has more positive aspects. Yes, he plays a more positive role, we could say, in human history, because look, I'll be honest, I do like this technology as well, to a degree. Yes, I think this technology can really help you, as long as you use it in the right way. Yes, you use it with intentionality. You don't get lost in it. You maintain your distance. In a metaphysical sense, yes. Kind of you maintain that gap. You don't get sucked in. So okay, that's one expression. The next expression is Satan, as an accuser and tester of our faith in God. This is another way in which we can view Satan. And again, this presents Satan in a more positive light, because Satan perhaps is used by God. Satan allows God. I mean, no, God allows Satan. Sorry, I apologize. God allows Satan to test us, to test our faith, to test how much faith we have in God, to test our devotion to Christ, to Jesus. And because God allows Satan to do this, by extension, Satan becomes a challenger of our ethical, virtuous, and moral stance. Because if no one challenged us, if Satan and these demons didn't exist, then we wouldn't be able to prove our faith. We wouldn't be able to prove our virtue. So again, when we reflect philosophically and intellectually on Satan and his loyal demons and minions, we can make the argument that the theological argument, I guess, in this case, that Satan is an angel God uses in order to test the loyalty of his human subjects. And I think this is true, right? I think this is true. But on the flip side, now let's try and enter the mind of Satan himself. Yes, We could say that Satan challenges God himself, yes? So Satan challenges us. It's like a game, yes? It's like the game that takes place in the world of the unseen, yes? So Satan challenges us in order to see if we are devoted to God, if we trust Jesus, etc., or if we ultimately succumb to Satan and his loyal minions and demons. But also Satan, at the same time, he challenges God. Satan views God as being kind of too slow, that God is lethargic, that God's plan for humanity is wrong. Yes, that God needs to speed things up. Like, come on. Humans are ready now for more. We want more. We want more. We want more. Oh my God. We could view Satan in this way, yes? Again, I'm being the devil's advocate here, yes? Because Satan is pushing all this technology, yes? Satan wants us to merge with this AI. Satan wants humans to have all this knowledge, yes? This expanded intellect, etc. Satan wants humans to live forever. Whereas God has a different plan, I think. I guess this is a major, I guess, division or dividing line between Satan and God. Yes, and you can see it in our culture now. A lot of people believe that we can live forever, life extension, etc., whereas others see that this is nonsense. Yes, that ultimately human finitude is what gives life its meaning and its beauty, and that death actually is a positive force, because when we realize our finitude and when we confront death authentically, then we become more in touch with our being towards death, as Martin Heidegger said, yes. And Martin Heidegger goes into this in his book, Being and Time. An absolute masterpiece. Being and Time. Must read, in my opinion. One of the best books that I've ever read, I think. Being and Time. I remember I read it in London, King's College. And what an impact it had on me, I remember. It was an amazing experience reading this book for the first time. But this will be a topic for another video. I don't want to go into this book now. But yes, again, returning back now to this dividing line that is taking place. Yes, this major division. Some people believe we can live forever. Yes, Brian Johnson comes to mind. Yeah. Brian Johnson wants to live forever. I mean, ultimately here I disagree. I totally disagree. This is a delusion. A delusion sent by Satan. Sent by Satan and his loyal minions and demons. So, ultimately salvation only comes through Jesus Christ. But yes, one more point I want to make when it comes to this second expression, yes, of Satan and Satanism, is that since Satan was created by God, and if we assume that all of creation is ultimately good in nature, because if something exists, if it was created, if it exists, if it has being, if it acts, yes, then by definition, by default, it still has some goodness in it. Yes? Even though Satan rebelled, yes, he still has some goodness in him, just a little bit. Just that little bit of goodness, we could say. Yes? Satanists could make this argument, yes? So again, I'm I'm acting the role of the devil's advocate in an intellectual sense, in a philosophical sense. And I mean, this argument can be made, yes, because God created Satan, didn't he? But then Satan rebelled, yes. Satan became bad. Satan became a bad boy, bad angel. But since he actually, since he exists, since he is a part of the created order, then, by definition, he must still have a small amount of goodness remaining in him. I mean, the Satanists could make this argument, I think. So, again, I think this makes us think a little bit more about Satanism, about Satan, and about the role that Satan and his loyal minions and demons play in history. But now, let's talk about the worst side of Satan, and this is inexcusable. I mean, if you promote this role of Satan and Satanism, then you're messed up here. There's something wrong with you. You need to visit a psychiatrist, I think. You need to improve your mental health. And this is the destructive side of Satan. The destructive side. The deceitful, destructive, manipulative side. And many theologians argue that this is Satan's ultimate goal, yes? Satan's ultimate goal is to destroy humanity through sin and temptation. And here you 100% agree. This is the third expression of Satanism that needs to be totally, avoided at all costs. You need to be constantly on watch, on guard. You need to watch your mind, pay attention to your mind, and if any thoughts come in, you need to reject them straight away. Swipe. Like when you swipe on a boring video, you swipe a bad thought away. Just get away from me, Satan. Yes, get away from me. Go away, you little demon. You pathetic little minion. And this is why we need to avoid, sinful acts like lust, envy, pride, lust for power, deceit, manipulation. Inexcusable. If you defend any of these positions, then there's something wrong with you. So yes. Now I guess returning back to myself and my personal life. I'm not a Satanist. I've never prayed to Satan in my life. Never prayed to Satan. I mean, unconsciously, perhaps in the past, I was used by Satan. I engaged in evil activities like lust. Unfortunately, I had this period in my life. I made mistakes. I sinned in the past, and I guess this is part of being human. Yes, we as humans, we're not perfect. No one is perfect. Yes, and obviously it was my fault. I take responsibility for this, but also the culture around me was very toxic. When you're younger, obviously, you're more unconscious. You're not aware of what you're a part of, and therefore you make all of these mistakes. Yes. But thankfully, I've escaped this world. I've fortified my mind. I have fortified my heart. And now, no demon, no minion, and even Satan himself, he cannot control me. I have won the battle. I've won the war. Of course, there will still be many battles to take place. Perhaps I may trip up a few times. I'm sure I will. But ultimately, you need to always get back up and strive to follow God. Yes, to fulfill God's will and follow Christ. So, when we look at the modern culture in the West, it's so easy to pick up, the demonic imagery and symbolism in all of these cultural productions found in music, art, and film. And that's why I avoid all these films, these horror films, and this demonic music, demonic art. I just avoid it. I just don't even consume it. Just get away from me, And Because this is a way that you know, demons are able to take hold of you. It's very subtle, yes? Satan and his loyal demons and minions, they work in subtle ways. And you need to be constantly on guard, so you know, so that you don't get sucked in again, yes? And yes, I mean, that's the end of my video. I don't want to talk more. 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you discovered something that will help you in your own life, in your personal life. This was more of a philosophical and theological treatise where I acted the role of being the devil's advocate. And I guess it's a shout out to Diopatinus, who is a loyal minion of Satan. And I guess this video and this article was partly inspired by him and his interrogation of my views. And I'd like to know what he thinks, if he watches this video. Diopatinus, if you watch this video, let me know what you think, if you agree, if you disagree. And yes, anyway, for all my other viewers out there, thank you for listening, thank you for watching. If you like the video, consider, you know, liking, commenting, sharing it. I'd like to know what you think. Any new viewers, it would be great if you could like and subscribe. It will help me grow the channel and help me, you know, spread more vital information that I think will help a lot of people out there. So yes, once again, that's the end of the video. Thank you for listening, and I wish you all the best. Take care.